Continuing on with the 2021 SB Live Washington Virtual Media Day. Unfortunately, can't do this in person this year, although myself, Dan Dickow, and Todd Millis are together. We're talking with high school programs, boys and girls, virtually this year through Zoom. This conversation is with one of the best programs in the Tacoma area, led by Coach Mike Coquet, bringing alongside two of his great standout players, Caden McDaniel and Jackson Dorsey. Start off first with Coach. Appreciate you joining. You've got to be excited that basketball season is finally here, I can imagine.
Yeah, it's honestly kind of like a surreal feeling, you know, to be on Zoom calls and text messages, and to be away from these guys for 14 months, I think it was difficult for all of us. And so just excited to be back in the gym with the kids. And I think the program's in a pretty good place. I was a little worried, I'm sure like everybody else is, like how many steps back that we would take because we were off for so long. But a lot of our kids play year round and they've been in the gym, and there's just been some great improvements just by the individual work that they did during that span of 14 months. So yeah, excited to be here.
Caden and Jackson, Caden, you can answer first, and then Jackson can go ahead. You guys play AAU almost year round, but there's something different about playing for your high school coach and playing for your high school. How excited were you guys to finally be able to play with your close friends and play for your school?
For me, I was very excited just to play back with my brothers that I've been with for a while. It's just a good feeling.
I'm really excited as well. Compared to like my Washington Supreme team, I'm a lot closer with a lot of these teammates, so it feels better to play with them.
And with having kind of that tight-knit kind of friendship, I can remember looking back through to my high school days, you play with a different set of values. You play with a different set of understanding. Is that – obviously it's instilled by your head coach, Mike, but then who is the leader on your ball club?
I feel like me, Jackson, just guys that are there last year, we kind of like instill what the other people, the leaders from last year taught us, and we're just trying to teach them to the people now.
Caden, you had three guys out on the perimeter that you got to play with last year, Damani, Amani, and Malik. Can't forget Malik. That probably taught you a lot. What are the two or three biggest lessons that you're bringing into this season that you maybe learned from those seniors last year?
Energy and communication. Those are probably the biggest things, because a lot of people can't find their own energy, so you got to bring it somehow.
Jackson, how would you describe your new starting point guard skills from a skill set standpoint?
I would say that he's really good. I like playing with him a lot. Moves the ball well, can shoot really well. Yeah, he's just fun to play with.
Coach Mike, usually you guys have already wrapped up your high school basketball season and you're kind of in full scheduling out mode for your summer schedule. That wasn't the case this year. As we all know, 47 other states, I believe, have already had their season. So you had a lot more time to sit back as a coach and think about your philosophy, think about your program, watch NBA games, watch college games. Is there a thing or two that you learned in watching that you want to implement with your program and your guys?
First of all, I'm not a huge NBA fan. I do like college basketball, and I watched a ton of it, obviously, because I had a lot of downtime. But I just, I feel like we have a system, at least at the high school level, that works, that we've had success doing. And, I mean, these guys will tell you there's a lot of similarities from last year, and there's a lot of similarities from the year before. And it's just, you go in and you work hard, you play together, you share the basketball, and typically if you have talent, you'll get pretty good results with that. But yeah, there's definitely been, for me, just to do some self-reflecting on things that I could do better. Like, can we be better at executing? Can we play harder on defense? Is there certain concepts that we can develop? Definitely, you know, but I think being away from the game is also a disadvantage because, like, even yesterday, we started reviewing some of our stuff offensively that we did last year, and these guys are correcting me. You know what I mean? I had like a 5-minute faux pas where I was like, what did we do? And Caden and Jackson are talking me through it. And so I'm just excited to get back out on the floor and try again today, you know? So they know that I'm not, you know, the best thing of since sliced bread, but I think together we work towards a common goal. And so I'm just excited that we're back at it for sure.
A lot of times the best players are also students of the game, and Caden and Jackson, I understand you guys are being recruited by Division II and a lot of Division I programs. You should both have an opportunity to play at the next level. Is there guys that you watch, whether it's college or NBA, that you try to pattern your own game after? We'll start with Jackson and then go with Caden.
This like off season, I've been like trying to like improve my guard skills. So I've been watching like a lot of James Harden. I like his game because he's left-handed as well. And just like a lot of the moves that he does to get open, I like that. So that's who I've been trying to like learn from.
And for me, a lot of people tell me I play like Brandon Roy and like Abdul Gaddy, and I've been working out with Isaiah Thomas and Abdul Gaddy this summer, so that helped out a lot.
A couple good names there. I was teammates with Brandon Roy. He would have been on his way to a Hall of Fame career had he not had knee injuries. And then Isaiah Thomas and Abdul Gaddy. Anybody that knows high school basketball in the state of Washington knows that those are the two key guys that came out of Tacoma. And this is the prodigal son of Tacoma. I'm sure he's got some more deep hitting questions for you guys.
Thanks, Dan. Mike, I know one of your mottos as you guys go through the season is to win Tacoma or win Pierce County, win your district, and then you think about going to win state. Obviously, with that last leg kind of off the table, how much the emphasis of winning Tacoma, how much bigger does that become as a goal here this spring?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it was my first message in the first 5 minutes that I was with them because obviously the success that we've had, I mean, this program's had for a number of years. And then the last couple of years, last year, these guys finished fourth in 3A. And, you know, so we're going to get everybody's best every night, even locally, you know, and we understand that. And so my expectation is to go out and continue to do what we've done and continue to compete and win a league championship. I mean, that's my expectation every year, and to go contend for district titles and try to go and win it all, you know, so.
Mike, if these two young men played a game of one-on-one, who would your money be on?
Oh, wow. You're putting me on the spot. They're both looking at me. I'll say this. Maybe we'll do that at some point, but I think they both have unique abilities. I told a couple of people last year that, you know, I coached against Abdul for 4 years. And so a lot of people asked me about Caden and who I could compare him to. And I think that Abdul is, you know, high school Abdul is a very good comparison as far as not being able to speed him up, and he plays at his own pace and all things that Abdul did. And it's very similar. And then in regards to Jackson, just freakish athleticism. You know, he gets off the ground so quick, and, you know, he'll bother your shot or he'll go get it off the glass and finish. And I think honestly, he might not like this answer, but I think because of a knee injury and some missed AAU games, I think when he's 21, 22 years old, he's going to be a hell of a player, you know? So a couple years in college, he's going to do some big things. I'm sure of that.
So, Mike, Todd put you on the spot. I'm going to now put Jackson and Caden on the spot with a question. So, obviously, you guys are big-time players for Coach Mike. You're going to have the ball in your hands a lot. Mistakes are bound to happen. Missed shot, bad turnover, maybe you don't get back on defense. You tick off Coach Mike by making a mistake. What is his go-to reaction when you look over, you know you're going to hear an earful or you know you've upset him?
Just the next play. You can't sit there and pout about it. You got to get back and play defense because mistakes are going to happen. So, but there's always someone next up waiting. So make the most of your time.
How about you, Jackson? Is there something that he's either said or a reaction that comes to mind?
I think I can remember a couple times where he's just like subbed me out for something that I did, but yeah, I can't really remember like a specific reaction.
Well, that's good because you guys are playing it close to your chest so that he doesn't. You're not running extra sprints at the first practice and you stay on his good side.
I love Todd's expression on his face because he's like, he probably has heard me let a couple guys know, but we keep everything close, Dan. Like I unloaded on Caden probably a lot more than Jackson last year because Caden was young and I needed him to be ready. And we talked about that throughout the year, that if we were going to make a deep run, he needed to be right, and he got right. And Jackson was more mature and further along when I got here. And so they're just different experiences. I don't want to answer for him, but that's probably why he didn't get the same response.
Without a doubt, that makes a lot of sense. And knowing that Todd has covered you guys in your program a lot in the past, I guess I could ask Todd the question. When you see a Wilson player make a mistake, what is Coach Mike's go-to reaction?
I think we need another 15-minute interview to go through the myriad of reactions. And I know Caden and Jackson know exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, we appreciate it. I'm going to leave you on one last question, fellas. Favorite basketball movie or sports movie of all time? We'll start with Mike, go to Jackson, and finish with Caden's. Favorite sports movie?
Wow. I have a couple. I mean, I'm a huge Hoosiers fan. I like Rudy, Miracle on Ice, just everything where there's kind of the underdog story. That's just always kind of been my thing, because I think in this game or in any sports, if you work hard enough and you dedicate yourself to something, there's always something good at the end, and so I like the underdog sports stories.
I'm gonna go with probably the basic answer with Space Jam. I just find that movie pretty fun to watch. I watched it a lot as a kid.
For me, I'm gonna go Creed 2. Cause he loses and then he gets more motivation to even go harder, and then he beats him in the next round. So that's why I'm gonna go with Creed 2.
Awesome. Well, for Todd Millis and myself, Dan Dickow, the rest of the SB Live Washington crew, we appreciate the time. We wish Wilson High School the best of luck. Coach Jackson, Caden, stay healthy this season, play well, and thanks for joining today in our virtual media day.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the time, guys.